Hello everybody, Ben Rogers here, the Raptors Digest, reacting to the Toronto Raptors 106-100 victory against the Atlanta Hawks. Riker, big W tonight. Even without Trae Young, the Atlanta Hawks have been on a crazy winning streak. I believe it's 7 games, and they came out, played well tonight, but the Toronto Raptors played better. They were more clutch. This Miami Heat triple overtime game, it's turned the tides for the Toronto Raptors in terms of getting wins down the stretch. How are we feeling about this game right now, Riker?
And amazing. Clutch is the right word. First of all, though, Happy Chinese New Year. You're the tiger. I was out celebrating with my friends, and of course, a fixture of the celebrations tonight had to be watching the Raptors game. All of us, big fans, and to be able to watch Trent Jr. absolutely perform. 17 points in the third quarter, huge clutch shots in the fourth. OG Anunoby hitting corner threes deep in the game, reminiscent of that Celtics playoff series. This game was one to behold. I wish Trae Young was playing then, because it's more fun to beat a team when they have their best guys. But this is a confidence-boosting game for the Toronto Raptors. It's awesome. Awesome performance.
Ridiculous game for this Toronto Raptors squad, right? And this is what we need, right? These close games against good teams, because the Atlanta Hawks, even though they're low in the standings, right, they're a team that's solid. They're a team that's all around. They made it to the Eastern Conference Finals last year, and to go up against these squads and have our top guys performing well, Trent Jr., Pascal Siakam, OG Anunoby, Fred VanVleet, even though his shooting was a little bit off tonight, but got a lot of assists. They're all playing well. And Riker, it was almost like they were playing a pickup game out there. And honestly, Riker, I think a lot of people are going to start playing, because things have opened up in Toronto. Pickup basketball is back. And if you guys saw the videos, if you guys saw Josh's live stream, we are lucky enough to partner with Javelin Sports, an application that's bringing people together no matter what your sport is. The link for that for their application should be in the description, as well will be in the comment, the pinned comment for this video. And if you guys want to join a team, if you guys want to just find people to play basketball with, download the Javelin Sports app now that it's freed up. It's a free application to get. Download it, helps us out, and you're going to absolutely love it. It's something you and I really wanted to pull up and get. Riker's pointing to the phone. You can get into in the description of this video. Riker, I'll play both animations. I'll get them both going, because if you guys want to play with Riker, especially Riker and Josh in Ontario, when I get up to Ontario, we're having some Raptors Digest open challenges, right? And if you have the app downloaded, you'll be able to show up, pull up to these events that we're going to be rocking out. So definitely download this app. It's huge, Riker. It's big time stuff.
That's it, Ben. Pick up basketball, meet new friends, play against the Raptors Digest, play pickup, improve your skills all in one app. Download it, Ben. And guys that have definitely been hitting the gym and getting those pickup style performances down is Trent Jr. in this one. We have to start there, Ben. I've been waiting for him to ball. He had games plus 56 plus minus last season. A game-winning shot against, I think it was Neto, but I think that it wasn't Neto at the same time. It was against Washington Wizards. Remember, he had that kind of push off, kind of pull back, game winner 3-point shot. I knew it was due time for Trent Jr. to go off again. And boy, what a game, Ben. 17 points in the third, huge clutch 3-pointers down the stretch in the fourth. One in particular on the back of I think Kevin Huerter, however you pronounce his name, 3-pointer that really brought the game close. Trent Jr. looked phenomenal tonight, 60% from 3. He's really the standout performer of this game. Obviously there's other guys we're going to talk about, but Ben, could this be our closer? Could this man be the guy we put the ball in his hands, we let him go to work, he gets that J for us? We've been saying it, you've been saying it. Is it becoming a reality?
Well, Riker, obviously, Fred has been our leader, our number one guy this season. Pascal Siakam's probably our most talented, our guy that could probably be relied upon as the number one option, or, he's playing at that level. He's playing at that all-NBA level, doing things all over the court. Obviously, Scotty Barnes is the young prodigy, the future superstar, all that sort of stuff. OG Anunoby, the key 3-and-D player that absolutely clamps people up and is clutch himself. But Starboy, Gary Trent Jr. No one can just go out there and get a bucket like him on our squad, whether, if it's a one-on-one sort of isolation style, which you need down the stretch of games, which we saw on our championship run. You need a guy that's capable of defense is all up on you, late in the shot clock. Things are getting scrambly. What's going to do? A bad shot's hucked up. You need someone that can make that bucket, whether it's in the mid-range, whether it's from 3. 9 3-pointers in this game here tonight, Ryker. 9 of 15 from the 3-point line. That's ludicrous numbers right there. What is this? Third straight game with 30-plus points. Just, this guy is the guy I've been saying, I don't mind. I'd like for him to get some chances closing these games, and he's doing it well. And I know he was fatigued in that Miami Heat game, had some tough air balls, but with the exception of that, he's been a great closer for this squad, Ryker.
Yeah, absolutely. His confidence is unmatched. He's very similar to Chris Boucher in terms of he's never afraid to shoot it up. And even though sometimes the IQ doesn't seem fully there, you do have confidence that the shot at least has a chance of going in. And I bring up Chris Boucher. To me, it's a little bit weird that he only had one shot in tonight's game, only had 3 points, all of them from the free throw line. Same thing with Scotty Barnes. 7 field goal attempts in this one. There's a couple guys that I'm surprised didn't get as many reps up in tonight's game, but our starters, again, logged heavy minutes. Ben, anybody jumping out to you on the box score or on the box sheet or just from watching the end of this game that you want to chat about?
Well, Pascal Siakam, right? The criticism on Pascal Siakam, even, you and I had the highest of praise for Pascal Siakam the year following the championship when Kawhi left. We were calling him a top 10 player. We were comparing him to Tatum and all that sort of stuff. Obviously, he fell off a little bit in the following season in the bubble and all that sort of stuff. Dealt with injuries, health and safety protocols and all that. But he is back playing well. And the one criticism we sort of had over that whole stretch through the ups and downs was sometimes during bigger games, especially during the regular season, he could fade, especially against some teams with strong defenders. And the Atlanta Hawks obviously have Clint Capella, Okongwu up there in the front court. Pascal Siakam is showing no fear against anyone anymore. The past month and a half, he is taking whatever matchup, whether it be Bam Adebayo, whether it be Clint Capella tonight, whoever. He is going at them head first, driving to the lane, knocking down shots, doing everything else out there on the court. 25.6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, right? This would be unheard of from Pascal Siakam even just a couple years ago during his best seasons. This all-around performance, facilitating for other people. This is the guy that we gave the max contract to, the guy that earned that deal, and this is everything we can expect from Pascal Siakam. We got to give credit to this man while he's playing well, Ryker.
Yeah, super efficient, and he's been doing it. I get that the hype is around Fred VanVleet, and it would be deserved if he got that all-star spot, but if we only had one all-star, I wouldn't be disappointed if Pascal Siakam was the guy, especially because we're looking at him to be the number 1 option. We were so low on him at the beginning of the season. It was really coming from the past season performance, and then having kind of a slow start due to injury. But Ben, he's back to peak form, and this type of performance against Miami, against Atlanta, again, like you said, no Trae Young, but an intimidating interior presence. They have guys on Atlanta that are shot blockers that can clog the paint, that are pretty switchable. Yeah. And to have a game like this is quite impressive. And then finally, I'm just still so excited about this game. I don't know if you talked about OG yet, but that corner 3, I think I'm spoiling a segment probably. But Ben, the clutchness never stops. 60% from 3 on the night. He's out there. He's balling. We don't always put the spotlight on OG, but he's the glue of this team, Ben.
I'm messing this up. OG right here, Ryker, and he doesn't shoot to miss. And in the clutch right here, and Shane is saying it in the chat as well. I don't want to get off because we're going to rave about OG Anunoby's defense, especially, we're talking about clutch shots. Obviously, he's hit probably the second clutchest shot in Raptors history, but we'll talk about the clutch shot tonight. His clutch defense, the possession prior, I believe it was on Hunter, locking people down. That's huge, but I just want to go back to something because it's been brought up. Pascal Siakam is finally getting credit for being not only elite defender, above elite defender. And I got so much hate from you, Sir Riker. I'm pointing to you. I'm pointing to the camera. I'm pointing to you, chat, for saying that Pascal Siakam
Nani?
is an elite defender. I was raving about his defense. I said he is that guy, and I was trashed on. I need an apology, Riker. I'm calling for it now.
Who was he guarding on this team that was the best player on the court, Ben? Tell me.
His help defense, his blocks on Jimmy Butler, his movement is...
Jimmy Butler?
With this rebuttal.
What game are you talking about?
I couldn't hear you. You glitched out of my ear.
Oh, I'm glad. The internet's poor. Ben. You upgraded the laptop, and unfortunately, I'm still lagging behind with the terrible Kingston, Ontario Wi-Fi extender. But Ben, that's it. I'll swallow my ego on this one and say Pascal Siakam's game has been improved all around. I see people flaming me a little bit for looking like I got the office wear on. Well, let me make it a little bit more casual, because tonight I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling 2 button down confident, Ben, because the Raptors, even though it's only a small 2-game win streak, we're rolling. Mm-hmm. And outside of that Pistons blowout loss, and who was the other blowout loss? Can't remember, but we had 2 bad ones. The rest were close. Phoenix was close.
Yep.
Milwaukee.
Phoenix.
There was a couple games where we were in it. Miami, the first game.
Yep. I think Miami might have been the tough. The losses get blocked out of my brain, Riker. I only remember
they get blocked. We just focus on the W's, Ben. We're back into form. Miami lost again tonight. Boston unfortunately won. It's a really tight race now in the East. It's very competitive, the likes of which we haven't seen in many, many seasons in the Eastern Conference, Ben. Let's start giving out awards, shall we?
Get a little drum roll going, Riker. Get a little drum roll going. Because tonight, the Scotty Barnes Award. And tonight, to probably a lot of chat people, the Raptors Digest live chat's dismay, it's going to Scotty Barnes. 7.6 rebounds and assists. But Riker, tonight it's going to the guy that's got the most blocks in this game, because he got 3 blocks in this one, playing some solid defense, had a nice and one on John Collins. As we said, the criteria is fluid and numbers don't lie. Scotty Barnes did have the most blocks in this game. So gotta give him that award right there.
That's fair. The most blocks, again, impressive, intimidating interior presence in this one, Ben. The Raptors, it was like a block party tonight, because OG had a block, Pascal had 2 blocks, Van Vliet had a block. I feel like he's been getting consistently swats all season long. Like, he's been sneaky getting blocks. Who was that first block that he got this year? We got really hyped.
He had one that was vicious. I think it might have been on Miles Turner.
It might have been on my. Yeah. I was thinking that or the Knicks. And anyways, so and ever since then he's been getting blocks, Ben. So I appreciate that Scotty Barnes award tonight. But unless you got somebody else, let's swing it right into the segments, because we got a lot of exciting plays in tonight's game. Yeah,
no, for sure. And tonight, the spicy play of the day. We talked about the clutch shots. Obviously, OG Anunoby's corner 3 that shook all of Canada, shook the earth all the way down from where Atlanta, I don't know the name of their stadium, but OG hitting clutch shots is always a W. Gary Trent Jr., 9 threes. Give it to that last one was icy, Riker. Is there any other plays that really catch your eye that the end of the game is hyping me up? And shout out to Fred VanVleet for a nice kick out and 11 assists tonight.
Well, Ben, you were playing pickup. Again, another shout out. I think Javelin's logo is down there in the bottom corner. And if you want to play some pickup basketball, now the courts are open, download the app. It's free to use, free to download. So Ben, you missed it because you were playing pickup. I don't think you caught the end of the third quarter. You caught the fourth. Gary Trent Jr., he heated up in the third, 17 points. Shout out to myself, because I hit 17 points in 1 quarter of a high school basketball game for Gonzaga High. My name was announced on the PA the next day. Shameless plug. Gary Trent Jr., same vein. 17 points in the corner, Ben. And he hit it, buzzer beater to end. And it was a wild fadeaway, kicked out the leg, Reggie Miller-esque. That's my spicy Pele, Ben. Not all can be the spicy Pele, though, and some just make you say, oh, geez, tonight. I actually don't have one. I don't know if you have one. I feel like somebody in the comments will eventually have one if we just
pulling up the OG
ramble.
sweater right here. It's going to Kevin Huerter, Bogdanovic, all these guys. I'm pulling up the stats here now. And Huerter, 5 of 6 from the three-point line. Bogdanovic, 4 of 11. But the threes that they hit went straight into my soul, just like a javelin or a like spike, right? They just went straight through. Ooh, the OG sweaters. They're popping off, folks. The OG's animations are all rocking out, but it felt like Huerter didn't miss in this game. And Bogdanovic, for as hot as Gary was, it was coming back to on the other side from the Atlanta Hawks. I'm surprised the Hawks are so bad this season, like record-wise.
Record-wise,
yeah,
because they're certainly not a bad team, but I think they've been plagued with the injury bug as well, and it's a tough conference, right? And I thought that they overachieved last year, and I think if we run back the tapes on what our conference predictions were, neither of us had Atlanta being extraordinarily high at the end of this season. That's our predictions, at least. And obviously Trae Young being the man, but they still have a ways to go. But they're still formidable, even though they're really towards the bottom of the East. They're still a tough opponent. They just beat the Lakers.
7-game win streak, right? Like, you don't do that if you're trash.
No, and they're creeping back up. So it's a tight race. It's anybody, and they have the players. I mean, DeAndre Hunter, he's a good young player. He played good in tonight's game. Kevin Huerter, he shot super duper efficient. Holy. So they got a tight team.
DeLon Wright, former Raptor.
I didn't even realize he was on the team. I didn't super tune in until the fourth either, Ben. So it is what it is here. But the gold star, no.
The gold star.
The gold kazoo. Because what is this gold star I speak of?
I don't know anything of a gold star. I only know the golden kazoos. And oh no, I added the animation, but I didn't add the hotkey, so it's not gonna play again tonight. You don't have the kazoo with you, but that's unfortunate. I added it back, but it'll be back next go. I just have to add the hotkey. But we'll play our virtual kazoos. I just thought that might look weird as I started to play an ear kazoo. But tonight, the Raptors continue to not run a bench. It feels like Boucher and Achua did get more minutes in this one. 21 minutes for Boucher, 18 minutes for Precious, who had a very hot start. Came out and got 7 points in his first, it felt like 5 minutes, 7 minutes or however many. Hit a 3. And then outside of that, Champagne Poppy did get a little bit of run.
All right.
2 points. And if I talked about Precious, I got to bring up the propaganda as well. He looked good for that first stretch, hitting a 3 and all of that. Boucher didn't get too much going. Only took 1 shot in this game. Bit weird. Trades are coming, Ryker. We need to boost that bench.
That's fair. Gold kazoo to me for saying gold star. Bueno Kitty with a funny comment. What is this boomer talk? Gold star. And 1-800-Lunatic, Tom Duke, a couple of the OG commenters, people in the comment section, the Raptors Digest Fantasy Basketball League, they're saying the refs were the gold kazoo in this one, saying the challenge on the floor is successful, the call stands. Just contradictory kind of jokes. We've had our issues. You particularly have been pretty critical about the refs this season, but Ben, there's one moment that shines or sounds loudly above the refs, or the refs above the rest, with the kazoo sound is louder than the rest, and that's Pascal Siakam, the opposite of clutch, with his first 2 free throws to close out the game. Brick both, which is unfortunate. Fortunately, the Raptors did get the stop after. He had a chance to redeem himself, hit both, got that ice back in his veins, but that's tough. If it was a game like, for instance, San Antonio versus Miami, where Kawhi Leonard had the chance to ice the game, misses a free throw, and then, of course, historic rebound on the other end. Chris Bosh out to Ray Allen, corner 3, and then they end up going to Game 7, losing the series. Pascal Siakam, you got to think about those moments and hit your free throws, sir.
Hey, Pascal Siakam has missed a lot of clutch free throws. That's one thing. Even during that playoff run, there was moments in the NBA Finals where he broke those late game free throws and the Raptors had to do stuff. I think I don't know if it was that Sixers game or something like that, but Pascal's got to get a little bit more clutch, but in terms of the free throw line, because he's been playing better, had those clutch buckets against the Miami Heat. Thought played well down the stretch in this one, but no Pascal hate is going to be happening on this podcast because this man has been absolutely goated for the Toronto Raptors. But it's huge. It's huge. But people are calling for a little like spike. Might have to rename this for the next few weeks. A like Javelin. Just, download the Javelin Sports app. We're plugging it a bunch, folks. But Ryker, is it time to swing into a little bit of a final alarm? Yeah, I need a yes before I can play the animations.
Yeah, I was there.
That's right. The final alarm has sounded. We want to hear what you guys have to say about this game. We got 440 people in here, so let's get a little like spike going. How many likes are we at? I'm afraid to touch the setup because it's been 63 Ben. Likes, 62, 60. Okay, it's creeping up. We gotta get this juiced a little bit.
Let's get to 100.
We got some people in here, but Precious shining as gold, Julieta, Miracado. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but Precious is shining as gold. Got some Precious propaganda.
Precious has lag in his brain. He's always been shouting that places, and it takes 2.5 seconds for him to register. Summer Low with the harsh criticism against Precious Achiuwa, saying he's playing a second or two, a step or so behind, Ben. Would you agree with this comment? Or do you think he's up to speed?
Nah, he's
the touch?
He's too fast.
How's the touch, Ben? How's the touch?
He's got the touch. He's going to get the touch. It's going to be good. And shout out to everyone. We went from 60 likes to 91 likes real fast.
That ain't enough. It's 100 or bust, man.
100 or bust.
100 or bust.
200 or bust. And also download those free Javelin apps. We're promoting that as much as we can. Really helps us out if you download the app as well. It's free. Just use the link in our description and check her out. But Precious can't finish. That's fair. What are your thoughts on this Norman Powell for Gary Trent? What?
No, for Gary Trent is an absolute no. We're
no.
The rumor would be
crazy. Are we 360'd on that or 180'd?
Yeah, no. It would be Ben said he might be comfortable to give out Chris Boucher in a Norm Powell trade. I said absolutely not because we'd need a center in return. We can't have no scoring bigs off the bench. But if we were willing to give up, or if they were willing to accept just to clear roster space or cap space for free agency or for the tank, take on Dragic's contract plus Flynn, Utah, right? Young guys, maybe a first round pick would greatly put that package together for Norm Powell.
Yeah. I'd like Norm back as a scorer. I want to see him going, but I bet Tatum 33 points, 33.5 points and rebounds got subbed out. I don't know what's happening there for JP, but also Memphis who choked. I don't know what's happening there. I want
JP
Nurkic.
Just wasn't betting. He wasn't putting the bets on the right place.
Okay.
People are saying they're loving Nurkic.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts on Dragic for Alec Burks?
He'd be good. He can play defense. You're the Knicks guy, Riker. Alec Burks fit good on this team.
The guy that I would have loved was Reggie Bullock, who Dallas swooped up in free agency this season. I was very disappointed when we didn't re-sign him. I thought Knicks were going to be clean, and then they dropped the ball on re-signing Reggie Bullock, and then I didn't have the faith in them. Sure enough, they weren't. They've underperformed so far this season.
Yeah.
Bruce the Sports, Ben is the man, shouting you out. I've been waiting for my boy Richard to be in the comment section, but I haven't seen him yet so far. So if you're watching, toss in a comment. Ben, also, shout out, quick plug, Dave Lawrence Radio. He's a radio host and podcaster from New Brunswick and big fan, longtime fan of the Raptors Digest. Also hosts his own podcast and, like I said, radio show in New Brunswick. So we might do a little collab there. I'm just pitching the idea here on live channel.
Hey, we
Bueno
love
Kitty Jet. Yeah, it'd be cool. We love our collabs. They're awesome.
Yeah, the East Coast. Gotta rep it. You know what I mean? We also got Mr. Bros asking Anthony Simons or Gary Trent Jr. Riker. I'm going with Gary. I know Anthony Simons been good, but
Obviously, Gary over everyone.
Yeah, Gary's the GOAT. Do you have one that you were gonna say?
Yeah, I was gonna say Jazz decimated with injuries. Ingles went down with ACL.
Yeah,
I thought that Ingles could have been a target for the Raptors if we wanted to give some young guys, because he could have been a nice kind of 3-point shooter off the bat. Obviously not a defensive player, but I thought that could have been somebody, because I saw he was put on the block, but no sense in trading for him now.
Yeah. Siakam beat them Randall allegations, sir. That's tough. JP's asking what the bets were tonight. Josh is the bet guy. Riker and I don't even think either of us know how the pluses or the minuses, the odds.
I know how to bet,
okay.
But I tell you, I know better than betting. I know how to lose money. I don't know how to win money. I just know how to lose it.
That's tough. I've stayed away from it because that's too much. But Bogdanovic would be great for the Raptors. He's on a big contract himself, though, Riker, if I'm not mistaken.
Bogdanovic? No, we're not trading with Atlanta.
Yeah. No.
Je refuse.
You refuse. Ooh, we have our first super chat of the night from Bueno Kitty. Quartzite. Who is Rando that did the short today? That is Al. We got Al on Courtside Digest rocking out. He's making stuff left, right, and center. He's killing it. He's from Turks and Caicos. He's getting on the TikTok scene. Courtside Digest is about to be shooting to the moon. We're bringing, obviously, people have met Emmy. He's going to be more consistent now, and as this winter goes forward, we got Al in, the squad ready to go. And I feel like you guys are going to like what we're cooking up over at Courtside Digest. Get more consistent doing all that sort of stuff.
100%. Ben, AP next P. I know I'm behind in the stream, but GTJ deserves the Scotty Barnes Award tonight. Well, Sir Ben. Well, sir. Ben, do you want to tell him who actually won the Scotty Barnes Award tonight?
Tonight, the Scotty Barnes Award, it went to none other than Scotty Barnes, because tonight the criteria was who got the most blocks in the game. And numbers don't lie, as they say. But definitely Gary Trent Jr. wins the best player of the game award, without a doubt.
Yeah.
So that's
if the Scotty Barnes Award was named the best player of the game award, then he would have got it. But unfortunately for him, it's actually called the Scotty Barnes Award, where the criteria is fluid, and tonight it so happened to be most blocks in the game. Therefore, Scotty Barnes was the winner in this one, Ben.
Yeah. No. What is Al? The people are wondering who Al is. Al's been killing it though. The views have been popping up on the TikTok. So
Ben already said it. He's from Turks and Caicos. He played on the national team.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He's a avid basketball fan and Raptors fan. We might see him swing over to the Raptors Digest once he gets the handle of the TikTok side and the talking on camera, and we'll provide an extra flair of personality and charisma every now and then. So
for sure. Get the juice. This award might be rigged. It's a fluid situation, says Jen from Genfro. It's not rigged. It's not rigged. As Jen from Genfro says.
That's blasphemy. Do we have a moderator? Can we kick Shane 10 out of this chat for suggesting such things?
Shane, come on now. You know this award is not rigged whatsoever. You know that's not anything like that. But Gary Trent Jr. is the next Klay Thompson from Predator Kingdom. I think he's better than Klay Thompson. I'm gonna keep it real right now.
Ben,
better shooter than Prime Klay. Who you going with?
I actually really like this comment here. Yo, from Jeffrey McNaughton. Yo, we winning tomorrow? Real talk. Ben? Real talk. Are we winning tomorrow? Lowry is obviously going to make his return. The game is in Toronto, in the Scotiabank.
Josh Bloomberg said that he wasn't going to come back.
I don't believe that, because to me, he was out the last 2 games for personal reasons, correct?
Yeah, personal reasons. Apparently, there's like a serious family thing going on with Kyle Lowry. That's what people are talking about.
I thought it was he was intentionally delaying his return to have his return against the Raptors be in Toronto. ideally with a crowd. Now, he might not want to play tomorrow if there's no capacity. I don't know if things in Ontario, they were supposed to open up on the 31st. So I could see him playing if there's a crowd. If not, I wouldn't be surprised to see him not play unless there's a real family emergency. But in my mind, the whole time I was thinking he was delaying his return to maximize the specialness of it, which would have made sense, but who knows?
No, that's why I probably thought at first. And his 1,000th game too. The next game he plays, this is his 1,000th game. But then we're hearing
so cool.
Yeah, so we're hearing more and more stuff. But from the things that have come out, we're obviously hoping everything's cool with Kyle Lowry's situation, his family, and all that. But that's what the rumors are. So we don't want to speculate on that too much because it is pure speculation at this point. But that's what people are saying. But hopefully everything's good and Kyle Lowry comes back, even though it's more likely we win if he doesn't. So,
and he has one of the cutest families of all time. His sons, they basically grew up on camera with us watching the commercials, open court, Raptors games. His kids were always there. They're super adorable. So hope everything is good with him and his family. And obviously Joey Schatz is saying, what is tomorrow? Tomorrow is the Raptors are once again facing the Heat for the third time in very short fashion. This is the tiebreaker game, Ben. We're 1-1 over the last 2 games. So hopefully the Raptors pull out the big victory tonight. We're on a roll. I'm hoping.
I'm confident. And Mischief is saying DJ Wilson should play. DJ Wilson's not on the team anymore, isn't he?
He's not a rostered member as of tonight.
Yeah, he's not on the squad, so that's tough. T-Mosh is asking, where is Kem Birch? Where is he too? The Birch tree's been playing. He played well when he was playing, but he doesn't play anymore. He's in your nose?
Broke his nose.
Oh yeah, true. But how long does it take to recover from a broken nose? Is it a month?
They quote 2 to 3 weeks.
Tough. Throw the mask on him. Let him play like Batman. That's what I'm saying. But that stuff is Kyle playing tomorrow. It's not looking like it. Predator Kingdom. It's the news. Scotiabank Arena goes back to 100% on the March 14th. Right in time for the playoffs. A little bit before the playoffs. Getting that juice back. You know what I'm saying? We got to go catch some more games, Riker.
Yes, sir. Ben, the melatonin's starting to kick in. This has been a wonderful podcast.
We're only a half
the
hour
sponsor is ripping. The chat is going. If we're going any longer, it might have to be solo because my eyelids are starting to droop. But Ben, tomorrow night we got another game, an exciting one.
Well,
I mean, I'm tapped out here of commentary, but feel free to go. I can stare at the screen, or we can start to wrap her down.
Well, someone did ask, who's this? Oliver Nasdeja? I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. When do you guys think that NBA trades will start pouring in? When do you think, Riker? What before the melatonin hits? When's
the deadline? It was February.
It's February 10th,
2nd, wasn't it?
So today's the 31st. It's going to be a few days. They
usually start coming in a day or two before, not that much sooner.
Usually get one like the week before, like mid trade. That sort of starts the domino effect. And the rumors start hitting hard. But obviously with Dragic rolling there, the Raptors not having a bench, I could see something happening a little bit sooner. I could see some stuff happening that would be a little bit crazy. But I don't know. It's gonna be nuts, Riker, but Blue Week saying bedtime. People want sweet Reiki to sleep well. But I'll let you start collecting your thoughts for the last words. But
yeah, let me collect my thoughts.
Not trading OG. Yeah, and just to say, like, to sound out, to summarize all of the reports and everything that's going on as Riker collects his last words, right? OG, Pascal, Fred VanVleet, Scotty Barnes, and surely not Gary Trent Jr. The core guys are not getting traded. It's essentially been reported by a bunch of people. It's not going to happen. It's not something that's going down. Goran Dragic, however, is getting interest across the league. We've made 2 videos on that in the past couple days, so check both of them out if you want the fullest, most up-to-date breakdowns on Goran Dragic. We have a bunch of guys on the bench that could potentially be moved. The Raptors are going to be buyers this trade deadline, so lots of crazy stuff there. And we have a super chat from from Gemfro saying, "Wake the F up, Riker." He says, "Get the stuff going. Go for another hour." You know, the super chats always juice up Riker. You know, that's the stuff. But Jakob Poeltl's rumored, Miles Turner's rumored. We want a center. That's basically all of the stuff ready to rock. But you guys are the best for making it this far. Check out the Instagram, the Twitter, the TikTok, all that cool stuff. Merchandise, the channel memberships are back as well. Lots of cool stuff to be added on there. Javelin Sports, download the application. It is free and it helps us out big time. If you download the app, it's in the description. We really appreciate it if you guys get that going. But Riker, do you have any last words on the Raptors game here tonight?
Yes, I do, Ben. Happiness lies in virtuous activity, and perfect happiness lies in the best activity, which is contemplative. Ben, good night and cheers.
Good night, Epicurus.